In the bustling heart of post-war Boston, where the North End's cobblestone streets hummed with immigrant dreams and dockside grit, a band of small-time crooks plotted the unthinkable. On a crisp January evening in 1950, they struck the Brink's Armored Car Depot, a fortress of cash guarded by alarms, vaults, and routine. Dressed in pea coats and captain's hats, mimicking Brink's uniforms, they slipped in like shadows, binding 5 employees and hauling away $2.775 million in cash, checks, and securities, the largest heist in U.S. history. Labeled to be crime of the century, it was meticulously planned, flawlessly executed, until greed and betrayal unraveled it all. But as we delve into this million-dollar heist that went wrong, with whispers of unrecovered loot still echoing in 2025, ask yourself, did some of the money vanish forever? Or is it buried, waiting? The perfect crime? Far from it. Stick around, because the twists expose how even masterminds crack. The brains behind the operation was Anthony Fats Pino, a rotund Italian-American fencework with a knack for big ideas. Pino, who'd served time from minor thefts, fixated on Brinks after a tip from a barroom chat. The depot at 165 Prince Street was a cash hub, processing payrolls and bank deposits for Boston's businesses. For nearly 2 years, Pino scouted it obsessively. He timed guard shifts, noted delivery patterns, and even broke in multiple times, once removing a lock cylinder to duplicate keys, another stealing alarm blueprints. Pino assembled a crew of 11, Joseph Specs O'Keefe, a sharp-dressed safecracker, Joseph Big Joe McGinnis, the muscle and planner, Adolph Jazz Maffei, a gambler, Henry Baker, a driver, and others like Michael Geegan, Thomas Sandy Richardson, Vincent Costa, James Faherty, and Stanley Gus Gusiora. They weren't hardened gangsters, but blue-collar hustlers, truck drivers, bartenders, ex-cons, united by the promise of riches in a booming economy where the average salary was $3,000 a year. Rehearsals were theater-like. In a Roxbury garage, they built a mock Brink's interior from plywood, practicing entries and exits until seamless. Uniforms were tailored from peacoats with shiny buttons and visored caps. Tools included ropes, chloroform, unused, and pistols for show. The plan? Hit after closing when the vault was open for night deposits. On January 17, 1950, around 7 p.m., 7 men, Pino and others watched from afar, approached. Costa, on a rooftop across the street, signaled all clear. They picked the lock, entered silently, and surprised the guards in the counting room. "This is a stick-up," one barked, guns drawn. The employees, thinking it a joke at first, were bound, gagged with tape over their eyes, and locked in offices. No shots fired, no alarms tripped. In 30 minutes, they filled 6 canvas bags, $1,218,275 in cash, mostly non-sequential bills, plus $1,557,183 in checks and money orders. They strolled out, loaded a stolen green Ford truck, and vanished into the night. The guards freed themselves by 7:45 p.m., triggering a citywide manhunt. Boston PD, FBI, and Brinks offered $100,000 rewards. Headlines screamed, "Perfect crime, no fingerprints, no witnesses, no clues." The haul? Equivalent to $35 million today. The crew hid it in McGinnis's basement and a Staten Island stash house, agreeing to lay low for 6 years until the statute of limitations expired. For months, it seemed flawless. The men resumed normal lives. O'Keefe gambled in Vegas, Pino fenced goods. But cracks formed. Greed simmered. Shares were uneven, with Pino and McGinnis taking larger cuts. O'Keefe, feeling shorted, demanded more. In June 1950, amid disputes, the crew hired hitman Elmer Trigger Burke to kill O'Keefe, but he survived a shotgun blast, hospitalized under guard. Released, he went on the run, committing minor robberies to survive. Caught in 1952 for a Pennsylvania holdup, he stewed in prison while the others lived free. The turning point. In 1954, Gusiora, jailed for another crime, confided in a cellmate who was an informant. Whispers reached the FBI. Then, in January 1956, just days before the statute lapsed, O'Keefe, facing new charges and betrayed by his friends, flipped. He sang to Agent Edward Gallagher, detailing the heist in a 50-page confession. Raids followed, Pino arrested at home, McGinnis's basement yielding buried cash remnants. On January 12, 1956, the FBI announced the case cracked, parading the suspects. The trial in Suffolk County Superior Court was a spectacle, starting August 1956. O'Keefe, the star witness, testified for days, protected by marshals amid death threats. Defense lawyers attacked his credibility, a perjurer and crook, but evidence mounted. Recovered tools, a buried gun linked to the heist, and partial loot, $58,000 found. 8 men, Pino, McGinnis, O'Keefe, Baker, Geegan, Richardson, Faherty, and Maffei, were convicted of robbery and conspiracy, sentenced to life on October 9, 1956. Gusiona and Costa died before trial, heart attack and car crash. Burke was executed for unrelated murders. Only O'Keefe got parole in 1960 for cooperating, dying in 1989. But the perfect crime's wrong turn left mysteries. Only $58,000 in cash was recovered. The rest? Burned, spent, or hidden? Theories abound. Some buried in Minnesota pines, searched in 1950s, nothing found. In 1970, a dying McGinnis allegedly confessed to hiding $400,000 in his backyard, dug up, empty. Pino, paroled in 1971, claimed innocence till death in 1989. Recent digs? In 2025, amateur sleuths using ground-penetrating radar scanned old crew properties in Boston's suburbs, per a January Smithsonian article, but no breakthroughs. A Netflix docuseries, Heist of the Century, released October 2025, speculates mob ties. Perhaps Whitey Bulger's Winter Hill Dang laundered some loot. The heist inspired films like The Brink's Job in 1978 with Peter Falk, and books detailing the irony, a crew that outsmarted Brink's, but not each other. Brink's upgraded security nationwide, birthing modern armored transport. Yet over $2 million remains unaccounted for, perhaps fueling urban legends of treasure hunts. As we close this chapter on the heist that went wrong, ponder, was O'Keefe's betrayal inevitable, or could they have vanished rich? In 2025, with AI forensics re-examining old evidence, a breakthrough might loom. If this gripped you, subscribe to Hidden Crime Stories for more capers cracked. Perfect crime or epic fail? Your call. Comment below. Stay sly. Fortune favors the cautious.